Back again. I will try to get into Africa more because I can tell I'm already. Let me get to the point here. It's clear that the real wealthy, hard ass, convert the Jew Christians haven't given me a dime now since I dropped the head of the. Let's go ahead. Local Arts Council. The most obnoxious woman who says she's an empath. Anyway, this lady came up a while ago, almost about an hour ago. We had a nice long chat. She asked me if she could get me something to eat or drink from Starbucks right there. I told her no. And actually, I was eating canned, spice-free, vegetable oil-free, my preferred canned roast beef at the time. And then I said, as we began talking, I said, no, don't go in, because I was talking about the coffee. She really doesn't, because she was just going to buy like the smallest coffee, also known as the Grande. And I said, no, why don't you just plug in? I carry a 30 amp hour backup battery all the time. You can plug in right here. You don't need to go in there. So we chatted and stuff like that. And she had right off the bat, after she, instead of giving me food, and I was telling her about, a lot of local, especially the fast food places, make me ill. I got to eat what doesn't make me ill. I eat a real bland diet. And as we went along talking and so on, I found myself pretty compatible with her. She's a Christian. She told me one story about how she was working in a nursing home, I believe it was, and there was a Jewish lady, and it was a Christian nursing home. And the staff, I was talking about Jesus's prohibition. I think it's in Matthew about, don't bug people, is essentially what he said, or you're going to hell. There's a point in there where he talks about don't go out on the streets praying and weeping and wailing and rending your clothes and bugging people, for that is all you shall receive, is that public attention. You don't know how to interpret that. And she said that her fellow co-workers, Christian, just like the ones I hear that have, first were just testing me for a bit of avarice or whether I'd submit and convert. Nope, I ended up with an ice pick in my neck over it. And then the second person who popped up, and it seemed to be the same connection. Most of my problems seem to be coming from one church, but apparently all the churches talk to each other. And I hadn't seen a dime from any of the church ladies and old church gentlemen, or ever since we split. Anyway, I'll get back to the story because I'm going to end it here a little after. They had a Jewish lady in there, and at no time did she push Jesus down her throat. And her co-workers and apparently her management gave her a hard time over that, for her failure to convert the Jews, because you got to convert all the Jews or kill them before our Jesus will come back. I found her to be a very open-minded person, especially for a Christian. And her telling me that story is, she was trying to agree with me that a lot of Christians are too avaricious. That was one point we hit on. This prosperity gospel stuff, we hit on that. Then the fact that her co-workers and management actually gave her a hard time for not actively trying to recruit and convert a Jewish woman that was near death. We talked about a lot of subjects because we had about an hour that she didn't have to waste in there, her phone. And towards the end, she admitted that she gave me $10. So that means like $50 from not non-upper class, over $106,800 a year. Almost every penny I've seen since the end of the churchy attack has been from good people who are either really not churchgoers or can't stand being around most Christians because of the way they are. Pushy, homicidal towards a lot of people. And I'll end up with here at about 6 minutes. In the end, because she'd mentioned at the beginning that she was having some warranty problems on her car, and she's actually living in that car. I just had a woman whose husband's an asshole. They had a home. She's literally cleaning the homes of wealthy, lazy matrons of Pflugerville while she lives in her car. And she has edema in her leg. She should not have told her, she really shouldn't be setting up for those long periods. She pretty much sleeps setting up. So, just to remind the good church-going people of Pflugerville is that specifically the First United Methodist Church of Pflugerville dumped tons of junk on me that I had to then break my butt putting in the dumpster or trying to find somebody to give away shit that nobody wants. I mean, a lap blanket that only weighs maybe 6 ounces, nobody wants that. So a homeless person just gave me $10. I kept it because I didn't want to mess up her. That's it. She's living in a car and cleaning your homes. Something's not right with that. You people fling money around. I may have mentioned the other day that I saw a matron giving at least $1,000 worth of boxed and bagged up in big plastic bags to Brown Santa right over here when she could have just, it's the sheriff after all, could have called to her home. No, she wanted to meet right over there where they'd be sure I'd see it. Please, some of you church-going people, I don't find you at all in any way Christian, other than the fact that Jesus was full of all kind of anger and stuff and pomposity. He really was like the Samaritan woman at the well. That was kind of a bit pompous there, bro. Creation of hell in the Jewish religion, that really pissed off Jews. Later.